Hey everybody, Ben here for the Bonehead podcast, and welcome to Theory Thursday. This is where we get together and we take a deep dive into one element of Blood Bowl. Whether it's stats or strats, the goal here is to learn more about the game that we know and love, and kind of maybe out of it we might end up a little bit better at playing the game. In honour of the Goblin Star players that were revealed the other week, we've already looked at the Ball and Chain. We've already looked at the Fanatic. We've already looked at what Fungus the Loon, Creek the Verminator Rust Gouger, and the Venerable Goblin Fanatic can do on the pitch. The other Goblin Star player that's coming out is Bomber Dribblesnot, which is all about the Bombardier. So we're going to go through Bombardier basics today. We're going to have a look at actually how it works, what's good. Now, we don't have the full stats for the new Goblin Star player, but what we do have is some stuff we can talk through when it comes to the Goblin, and when it comes to the Fungus Flinger as well, who, spoiler alert, is just a bit better than the Goblin, which is absolutely crazy. Anyway, let's have a look at Bombardier basics. Okay, so the Bombardier is all about throwing bombs. Why do you want to throw bombs? Because it blows up dudes. It doesn't use your pass action. It's a great way to just knock down players, and you get Mighty Blow on it as well. So basically, it's a great way to chuck and destroy cages. So having a Goblin Bombardier, or potentially Bomber Dribblesnot on your team, is a great way to counter cages. It doesn't matter how strong they are. They're going to get knocked down on the same die roll. So as long as you can throw the bomb in the general vicinity of the target, and we're going to look at the statistics of that, you should be able to make an opening in your cage, and that is such a huge play. It's also hilarious to throw bombs at players who are already stunned. It's cruel, but effective. Anyway, Bombardier basics, the action. So, once per turn, you can use a throw bomb action. This does not use your pass action. It does not use your throw teammate action, but you can only do it once. In the old edition, you could throw bombs as many times as you had bombers. Now it's just one per turn, but it is oh so much fun. You can't move or stand up if you're throwing a bomb. So this really does limit your Bombardier skills. If the Bombardier gets knocked down, it's not going to be throwing a bomb for at least one more turn. So if you're thinking about counter ops, how do I take the terror of a enemy Bombardier away, actually knock them down. They won't be able to get back up and throw the bomb in one turn without potentially the jump up skill. I don't know how that works. That's interesting. I don't think that works. I think jump up counts as a move, but it's just zero movement. Yeah, so that wouldn't work. However, running pass does work for your Bombardier. Now, this changed in the November FAQ, and means that if you get running pass on a dude, on a Bombardier, you can throw the ball and then run your full movement afterwards. That is absolutely huge. Militaries use this as fire and movement, so it's a great way to do it. The problem that you have with the Bombardier is you put him behind some strong players, or you leave him out in the open so that he doesn't blow up your strong players. And if the action moves away, you have to give up an entire turn throwing a bomb. So running past, being able to just bomb and then run, is going to help keep them in the game a bit more, which is pretty sweet. Now, it works exactly like passing. Okay, everything works exactly the same. The way you measure, the way you throw, the modifiers, and also the way you deflect also works in exactly the same way. Passing skills also can be used, with the exception of on the ball, because you're throwing a bomb, not a ball, which I think makes sense. So Accurate Cannoneer, running pass, we've already talked about pass action. Hail Mary pass does work, and in the olden times was a superb skill. That got nerfed in the May FAQ and is now the same as throwing a bomb, but it's just at -3. Now, a fumble is very bad for you, but a wildly inaccurate is also very bad for you. And if you are -3 to your die roll, that means rolls of 2, 3, and 4, the bomb is going D6 in a D8 direction from your square. That is not ideal. So Hail Mary pass, still not so good. And when it comes to the actual bomb itself, bombs don't bounce, they explode. That's what we are trying to do. So the whole goal here is you throw this bomb. 3, 6, 10, 13 squares, okay? You throw this bomb. When it hits a square, it's going to explode. If you fumble the bomb, it is also going to explode. Unless you have the safe throw skill, in which case you fumble the bomb, but it doesn't explode and your activation ends. So actually another really good pass skill that you may not have considered for your Bombardiers. I'm just much bigger on Accurate and Cannoneer. Running past is fun too, but Accurate is so good, especially because Goblins and Fungus Flingers are passing 4+. Getting that Accurate down to a 3+ accurate pass over 3 squares, you can basically pinpoint it. If you've got a team reroll, you can pinpoint it most of the time, blow up that square, and it gives you a great opportunity to knock everybody around it. Now, bombs can be caught like balls, so if you throw a bomb at somebody, they're going to have to try and catch it. If they do catch it, there's you then roll a dice. If the bomb is caught, it still explodes on a 4+. So you throw it to that War Dancer, the War Dancer's edge 2+, it's going to catch it, right, on a 2+, and then you just get to straight up roll on a 4+, the bomb still explodes. If they catch it, you don't roll a 4+, they then get to throw it as well. So there is a definite downside, and you've got to be very careful where you throw it to. The majority of the time you should be throwing to an empty square. There's no one there to catch it. There may be someone in the firing line to try and deflect it, but more often than not, they're not going to bother, because the worst thing they can probably do is deflect the bomb and have it scatter to the square next to them. There's definitely like a bodyguard moment, absolutely, or a Navy SEAL moment, you know, they see the bomb coming and they chuck themselves on it, definitely. And you know what, that's pretty cool and pretty narrative, but generally speaking, you want to be bombing an empty square right next door to a whole load of people. They can try and deflect it, maybe, depending on the path, but actually, you've got to try and deflect it, then you've got to try and catch it, and even if they catch it, you get to blow them up on a 4+. And when it does blow up, players hit by an explosion are placed prone and take an armor roll with Mighty Blow. It's not actually Mighty Blow, but it works exactly the same way. You get to add +1 to either the armor roll or the injury roll, and you don't need to say until after you've rolled it. So it is essentially Mighty Blow. Now, this is absolutely flipping huge. You're playing a stunty team with bombers, or you're playing a team that can take the new Goblin Star player, and you've got an opportunity to Mighty Blow and immediately place prone 9 people. That is absolutely best case scenario mentality. It's much less likely that they are absolutely going to get knocked down, but having that Mighty Blow gives you a sneaky bit of strength in there. So the square in which the bomb hits the ground, that's if you fumble it, that's if it scatters to an empty square, that's if it scatters to a non-empty square and someone can't catch it because they've got no hands or because they're prone. Or if they fail to catch the bomb, it just bombs in that square, and anybody who is standing in that square automatically gets knocked down. Well, actually, they automatically get placed prone, and then the armor roll happens. But everybody adjacent gets hit on a 4+. So you throw that bomb, the square in which it lands, anybody in there gets knocked down, and then you get to roll for armor. And then you roll 4+ for anybody standing next door to that square. You roll a 4+, they get knocked down, and you get to use Mighty Blow against their armor or injury. It is absolutely huge, and the cool thing here is because of the way the wording changed, it only calls a turnover if a friendly player with the ball is placed prone. Placing prone your own players doesn't cause a turnover unless you've got the ball. So you can just throw bombs, and as long as you don't already have the ball, you're good to go. And here we have a nice graphic of blowing up stuff with a bomb. So anybody in the bomb square automatically knocked down. Anybody around the bomb, 4+ to hit them, knock them down, and fingers crossed, like literally just destroy their armor using that bomb Mighty Blow. Mighty Bomb, that's the skill. It's Mighty Bomb. That's how it works. Okay, we are going to look at the maths now. We're going to look at the stats of throwing. We've done this before. We've done a couple of Theory Thursdays on throwing and the passing process and how it works, but we are going to need this as we refer to it. So passing with a reroll. That means either you've got the pass skill or you've got a team reroll and you're ready to go. If you are passing 2+, there is an 83% chance of your pass being accurate. Now, to get to that, you will have to get +1 passing and then accurate to be able to make a 2+ pass. Okay, so not likely to happen. 67%, this is standard throwing of passing 4+ with accurate. That is a 2/3 chance of that being accurate and hitting where you want it to go. 89% chance with a reroll. 50%, which is your normal quick throw with a 4+ passing Bombardier with a reroll, 75%. Now we are going to break this down in a second to be how often is it accurate. Accurate means it goes where you want it to go. Inaccurate means it scatters d8 3 times from your target square. When you're throwing a bomb, it doesn't have to be pinpoint accurate. You've got those 3 scatters, and because you've got that 9 square, actually a couple of d8s still can bring you into exact range of your target. And if you're really lucky, it can bounce exactly where you want it to go. So this is for accurate. Inaccurate is still good. Wildly inaccurate is wildly bad for you. It can turn out well, it is unlikely to do so. And then you've got fumbles. Fumbles always a chance, 1 in 6 chance. Now, if you are passing 5+ with the bomb, not sure how you've done that, maybe via injury, or just you're passing a short pass, so this is a standard Bombardier, throwing the ball at 4, 5, 6 squares, 33% chance of accurate, 56% chance with a reroll. So you're better than even odds to hit a square, even as a short pass with a reroll. If you are hooning it, though, with a -2 to your pass, it's going to be a 17% chance, 31% chance with a reroll. So almost a third of the time, if you're 6 in it, with a reroll, almost a third of the time, it's going to work. Okay, now for the maths, depending on where you are from. So this is for passing 4+. Quick, short, long bomb are the different throws. You can throw wherever you like with a bomb. It doesn't say it has to be quick or short, so you can hoon it down the pitch if you so desire. Wildly inaccurate. For a quick pass, you have a 0% chance. Now, why is that? Okay, for a quick pass, there's no negative modifier. So a wildly inaccurate is a result of 1 or less after applying modifiers. If you roll a natural 1 and you're not up or downing it, that's a fumble. If you roll a 2 and you're not up and downing it, that is simply inaccurate. So if you are passing 4+ and you are throwing a bomb up to 3 squares, there is a 1 in 6 chance it's going to drop in your own square. There is a 33% chance, so 1 in 3 times it's going to scatter around, and 50% of the time it's going to go exactly where you want it to go. Now that's passing 4+. This is where it starts. The downside is, obviously, that's only at very short range. So 50% of the time it's going to end up somewhere possibly closer to you, because that's going to be scattering around or you're dropping it in your square. So although 50% on target seems great, and with a reroll, remember that was 75%, there is also a 50% chance that bomb's going to end up very much near your thrower. Now, if we throw it a little bit further away, we're looking at a short pass, we've now got a -1 modifier to that die roll. So a roll of a 1 is going to be a fumble. A roll of a 2 is going to be reduced to a 1, which isn't going to be a fumble. It's going to be a wildly inaccurate, where you roll a d8 and then roll a d6, and it goes d6 squares in the d8 direction. So that could be hooning it into your own backfield. It could still go on target, but it is wildly inaccurate. So 1 in 6 chance it blows up in your square, 1 in 6 chance it blows up somebody else's square, and then a third of the time it's going to be inaccurate. That's going to be the result of a 3 or a 4, which get decreased to a fail and then scattered 3 times from your target square. And then an accurate result, 33%. If you're throwing a bomb at short pass range, there's a 67% chance it's gonna go near where you want it to, either in the square or scattering around. I mean, that's definitely not brilliant, but with a reroll, that's 89% of the time. Almost 9 out of 10 bombs thrown at short range with a reroll are going to end up in the general area where you want it to. That's awesome. Now, there is definitely an element of risk, and that's the most amazing thing here about the Bombardier. And it's been downgraded so you can only throw 1 bomb a turn, but no turnovers unless you're hitting your own dude with a ball means that 9 times out of 10, almost, that bomb is causing carnage to around about where you want it to go. Now, it gets a bit ropey as you go into long and bomb range, if you want to bomb the bomb. So long bomb range, a third of the time is going to be wildly inaccurate. So this is going to be a 50%, I would consider, failure rate. 1 is bad for you. Is that right? Yeah. 1 is bad for you because it's a fumble. A result of a 2 and a 3 is -2, which drops it down to a 1 or less, which makes it a wildly inaccurate. So a result of 1, 2, 3 is either blowing up in your square or you're kicking the bomb away from you. It still gives you a third of a chance of being inaccurate. That would be a result of a 4 or 5, which when you reduce by 2 goes to 2 and 3, which means it's an inaccurate. So at the target, d8 3 times, and 1 in 6 it lands where you want it to. And when it comes to a bomb, 1 is a fumble 50% of the time, so 2, 3, 4 is going to be reduced. That's going to be wildly inaccurate. And then there's only a 1 in 6 chance of it being inaccurate. and a 1 in 6 chance of it blowing up exactly where you want it to. So that's with the basic of passing 4+. Now we know that the Fungus Flinger is passing 4+, and that the Goblin Bombardier is also passing 4+. We don't know right now what Bomber Dribble Snot is going to be. My guess is passing 4+ with Accurate. Now this also comes into play if you put a secondary skill on a Goblin Bombardier, or Snotlings for the win. The Fungus Flinger gets passing skills on a standard access, so a primary skill can be used to give your Fungus Flinger Accurate. Now this really boosts up the numbers at close range because you're adding +1. So the whole process of wildly inaccurate works on the modifier to the dice. If you're adding +1 and minusing 1, actually you're not adding anything, which means you cannot get a wildly inaccurate pass. So quick pass is going to be 0% wild, 1 out of 6 is going to be a fumble. That's true of everything forever, always. And the inaccurate is going to be 1 in 6 chance, 16%, and a 66% accurate throw, which is a 3+. So on a 3+, that ball goes exactly where you want it to do, as long as it's a quick pass. Now with a reroll, that goes all the way up to 89%. These dudes with Accurate are awesome, okay? Because it's anything but a 1. That bomb is going around about where I want it to do. On a 3, it's going exactly. Now, that's boosted up to Short Pass, which is 4, 5, 6 squares away. That's kind of where you want to be bombing. 0% chance of a wildly inaccurate, 33% chance of inaccurate, and a 50% chance of accurate. With a reroll, that's 75% of it going exactly where you want it to at intermediate range. 6 squares is a very long way. You can hide very, very respectably as a Bombardier, and 6 squares gives you a ton of range to which to blow stuff up. And having just that fumble be a failure, with everything else being either on target or D8 times 3 away from that target, that really opens it up. So I think the first and best skill for a Bombardier is Accurate, because it takes it. I mean, you're just 3+ bombing. You're 2+ bombing, really, to keep it in the square. It's always going to be risky, but this just starts making it awesome, because 50% chance up to 6 squares with a reroll, and then if it fails, it's going around it. It's almost automatic. The other skill you could look at giving is Cannoneer instead of Accurate. So Accurate gives +1 to your pass on quick and short. Cannoneer gives +1 to your pass on long and long bomb. So quick short is going to be exactly the same as standard passing 4+. But basically what you get then is long and long bomb just gets 1 better. So essentially you're 4+ a quick pass, you're 5+ a short pass, you are 5+ a long pass, and you are straight 6 in the long bomb, okay? But what it does mean is that +1 modifier adjusts the negative modifier. So you see that wildly inaccurate chance decrease massively. Short pass is -1 to your roll. So on a roll of a 2, it's going to be wild. On a roll of a 1, it's going to be a fumble. Everything else going in the right direction. The same is true of the long pass, because normally it would be 4+, 5+, 6+, but this is still a 5+ to be accurate, with another 2 check there for the inaccurate scatter. So a 1 in 6 chance of fumble, 1 in 6 chance of it being wildly inaccurate. Everything else is going towards that target, and this is long. This is a long pass. This is 10 squares. So the ability to take Cannoneer and then 2/3 of the time hoon it basically where you want it to go, that starts being massive. I mean, we're talking about a 56% pinpoint accuracy rate with a reroll, but even better than that, 89% with a reroll. It's going to go within 3 squares of that target, and the way the D8s roll, that can be enough. So Cannoneer on a Bombardier, if you've got rerolls loaded up, this is just huge. Now a long bomb is always going to be risky. 1's going to be a fumble, 2, 3 is going to be wildly inaccurate, and then you've basically got a 50% chance of it ending up near where you want it to be. That's still not bad. So even with a reroll, it's not ideal, but actually there's a 75% chance of it going somewhere that you want it to go. And we're at 13 squares. What Cannoneer does, though, is it makes that long bomb pretty acceptable, and that's 10 squares. So that is absolutely massive. So with these 2 skills, you can kind of choose. You can be like, do I want to be short passing very reliably, or do I want to open up and actually essentially take the gamble that I'm normally happy with at 5 or 6 squares and boost it up by 4 or 5 squares to 8, 9, 10 squares of range. It depends on your playstyle, and it massively depends on the type of team you run it. I haven't considered Cannoneer before, I like Accurate. I just think you can dink and dunk and blow stuff up really reliably, but Cannoneer kind of does a good job of allowing you to have some artillery, but why not both? So passing 4+ with Accurate and Cannoneer, we are quick passing on a 3+. We are short passing on a 4+. We are long bombing on a 5+, and we are bomb bombing on a 6+. They're just combined. Now, this is better than passing 3+, because with Accurate and Cannoneer, you're adding +1 to the die roll, which means you counterbalance the negative modifier, which means you basically replace one result of wildly inaccurate with standard accurate, and I like with standard inaccurate. So if you look at this, wild 0, 0, 1 in 6, 2 in 6 for a long bomb. This is going to mean that you are basically 2+ succeeding for quick and short passes. And when I say succeeding, I mean ending up with the bomb either on target or 3 scatters away. Wildly inaccurate, bad situation, but cannot happen at quick and short. Wildly inaccurates only happen on the roll of a 2 or a 2 and a 3 for long and long bombs. If you can re-roll that away, let's take a long bomb here. It gets really reliable, especially if you get re-rolls. In this situation, throw in a short pass. Nothing can go wrong except for the fumble. So nothing can go wrong is a great thing to say in Blood Bowl, but genuinely, if you can find a way to get Accurate and Cannoneer onto one of your Bombardiers, you can be hooning it down the pitch. You can be short dink dunking bombs. You're just a mixture of howitzer and a grenadier. It's a wicked way to do it. Now, Bombardiers are secret weapons, so investing too many skills in them is going to affect your team value. It's going to rob you of inducements, it's going to give inducements to your opponent, and after one play, they're gone. So team management is always important here, but actually, Accurate and Cannoneer, if you can layer them up, it becomes horrific for your opponent. And just for completeness sake, just in case we need to see Nobbler, actually, in case Bomber Dribble Snot comes back with passing 3+ instead of passing 4+ in accuracy. And accurate, you can see here that actually you're 3+, 4+, 5+, 6+ to bombing, but wildly inaccurate. You got a 1 in 6 chance of a short pass, a 2 in 6 chance of wildly inaccurate along, and a bomb of 50% chance of it going wild. Wild is very dangerous, okay? Fumble's fine. You can kind of control where your bomber is. You kind of like, right, here's my zone. Do I want anybody just standing there? Probably not. Okay, because that's the chance of them dying. When you're wildly inaccurate, you're just booting the bomb in a random direction, and it can cause an absolute disaster in your team. So passing 3+, not as good as passing 4+ with Accurate and Bombardier and Cannoneer, but it's not bad. So if you're thinking of saving up for a stat for your Bombardier, this is a great way to get it to the point where you can take this and then a second skill, because if you had passing 3+ with Cannoneer, then you would be essentially 4+ long bombing, no, just long throwing, and that's a 75% chance of it going exactly where you want it to, 10 squares away, and that's just outrageous. But then we're getting into the point of actually we've chucked in, I mean, what's the first stat up? 18 SPP, the skill is 8 SPP, that's 26 SPP you've got to find to get on your Bombardier, and your Bombardier gets nothing. Gets nothing for nothing. You have to try and find ways to score with him. They're not going to be causing natural casualties very often. Depending on how your MVP system works, at best there's going to be 1 in 3 chance of them getting 4 SPP, and if you want to go for the full whack here of passing 3+, you need to find a way for them to get 5 MVP rolls. That's not great. What you can do is every now and again get a random MVP or a couple of touchdowns, and for a fungus flinger at least, that's pass 4 in Accurate or pass 4 in Cannoneer, and you can start to build up your roll for your thrower. Your bomb thrower. Okay, so that wraps up Bombardier basics. They're not bad at all. These success rates are very reasonable, and the great thing here is that if you do knock somebody down, you get Mighty Blow on top of it. So as accurate as all this is, you still then have to roll a 4+ basically to knock them down most of the time, so it's going to be better if you employ it accurately at groups of your opponents. But you know what? In most games, you are going to end up with a scrum, and it's either going to be on the line of scrimmage, or they're going to cage up, or there's just going to be a great opportunity for the ball carrier and 2 people next door. Throw it at the empty square. You get a 50% chance of knocking down the ball carrier, and actually, that's great. But beyond that, it's going to probably open up one square so that you can then blitz. So the Bombardier is great for knocking down and keeping down tough targets. Giants, for example, Bombardier is a great way to take out a giant if you can knock him down. But on top of that, it just opens up squares for the rest of your team to do what it wants to do. So Bombardiers are awesome fun. If you've been watching the Bonehead Championship, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of the Fungus Flingers. They're great, and I cannot wait to see Bomber Dribble Snot, because this is going to make some of the hack phlegm kind of teams a bit more interesting. Ogres, you can run a bomber now. That kind of thing could be pretty awesome. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Let me know what you think of Bombardiers in Blood Bowl 2020, and we'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy bombing! Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to help support the channel even further, please like and subscribe, or come join us on our Patreon. We have early access to content, we get loads of feedback from you guys, and we try and do competitions as much as we can. Or you can get yourself some Bonehead Podcast merch on our Spreadshirt site. So if you want to support a team, especially for the Bonehead Championship, you can pick up a shirt, a mug, things like that. It all helps support the channel, and we really appreciate it. Anyway, links below. Thank you very much. Happy blocking.